Monster Men.
Ah!
Who do we got today, Hunter?
Dude, we got this guy with this crazy hair and nutso eyes over here. His name is Glenn Rolfe, who is my newest Samhain brother, who is the author of ABRAM'S BRIDGE, a terrifying, spooky ghost novella, which, dude, I don't know, did you get the message? I wrote the ghost stuff for Samhain, but whatever. We'll let it slide.
Oh.
And his newest release is right in my wheelhouse for anybody who knows me. It's an alien novella called Boomtown, and we want to start tonight off talking about Boomtown because it is sweet. I love aliens.
Well, welcome, Glenn.
Howdy.
So, let's talk about you, Glenn.
You have a magnificent head of hair, my friend.
You know, we had hair like that too at one time, but we found it tiresome and boring.
I gotta get one of these do-rags. That's what I gotta get.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why he arcs. He's a pirate.
I live off Quantico Bay. Now you were like Mr. Novella right now because you've come right out of the gate with Samhain and published 2 novellas in pretty short order.
Yep.
And your first one was ABRAM'S BRIDGE. When did that come out? Was that?
That was January with I.
Wow, I didn't realize it was January. Okay, yeah. And now Boomtown. Now we're in April, and Boomtown just came out. We're recording today on a Wednesday. It just came out yesterday.
Yep.
Which. Tell us about the book. I'll go into some other things first, but just give everybody the elevator speech on Boomtown.
Oh, I don't have elevator speeches. I'm terrible. I can't do those at all.
You falling down drunk speech going down a few steps.
Right, give us the escalator speech.
Yeah, it's like Boomtown is a horror sci-fi mashup. It starts off, see, I can go through the whole story. It's my problem. It starts off with I made up this famous alien UFO sighting in Wisconsin. What?
That was made up? I thought that was real.
Sure, yeah, it was. No, well, it's the rest of the story. The idea for the booms itself came off from a true story in Clintonville, Wisconsin. There were these underground booms, like mini earthquake things going on for a few days. It was only at nighttime too, so it was freaking people out. Scientists couldn't figure out what it was like the first couple of days. And this was like on ABC News. It was like on Good Morning America or something. I saw that.
Right.
And I said, that would be a good idea for a story someday. And I don't even know. I think I'd been writing for about a year at that time and just logged it away, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then my idea for what the booms were, I love aliens. So I was like, I could tie this in somehow. And that's what I worked up.
I like the twist that you gave to this book, because this isn't like your typical alien book. Like, you go in knowing it's about aliens, but when it's all said and done, it's not what you think. And I thought it was really cool the way you did that.
Cool. Thanks, man.
I'm not going to give it away. I won't give any spoilers away, but it's not E.T.
Yeah, no. There's no Reese's Pieces anywhere in this.
No, it's more like E3, the extra testicle.
Oh, ouch. No. There's no extra testicles in here. That's not true, people. He's making this up.
You're getting me hungry for Reese's Pieces. That's all I know.
Unless you like that sort of thing, then yes, that's in there. There's extra testicles.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
It's all good. As many testicles as you want. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
So, how many books do you have out?
With Samhain, this is my second novella. I self-published a short collection of short stories and like little micro works, I call them, because it's only like maybe a couple pages long. And then my first novel was The Haunted Halls, which is through James Ward Kirk Publishing.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That was good stuff. That's how I first got aware of you was that novel. Really, really good.
So, as a horror fan, do you gravitate to the ghosts? Do you gravitate to the alien stuff, or is it a mixed bag?
That's everything, man. Whatever, all of it. I don't want to write the same thing over and over again. Even though my first couple of big pieces, I guess, were ghost related. just happened that way, you know. My next piece is actually my novel that's coming out in October. It is a werewolf novel.
Oh, nice.
And it's called Blood and Rain. That'll be my next piece. And then the one after that is the other novella that you had mentioned. It's called Things We Fear. And I actually started writing that one about for the childhood fears thing that Samhain was doing.
Yeah.
But I didn't finish it in time. I mean, I finished the first draft and I was like, I'm not going to try to rush it. I'll just keep writing and see what happens, you know.
Yeah.
It kept working out pretty good, but...
I can see you have a Wolfman poster right behind you, so...
yeah.
What's your favorite werewolf movie?
The Howling.
Nice.
The first Howling, and then I really do love that Wolfman movie, though. The one with, what's his face?
Del Toro?
Joe?
Toro, yeah, I do. I love it. I don't know. It looks awesome. The whole movie looks rad. And he's kind of silly to have him as this guy from England, but whatever. Emily Blunt's in it too, so that works.
Yeah,
she's easy on the eyes.
I'm British by way of San Juan.
I really like the transformation when he's strapped in the chair.
In the chair,
in the classroom or whatever. That's a tremendous scene. I thought that movie was uneven. There was some really great stuff, and there was some but looks-wise, that was great. But he was a weird choice for the werewolf. I think he should have played Khan. If they were going to reboot Khan in the Star Trek movie, he should have been Khan.
Yeah. Did they do Khan in the last Star Trek movie? I haven't seen the newest one.
Benedict Cumberbatch was really Khan.
I haven't seen it yet, so...
It was a waste of a great actor.
You know, they should have had Charlotte Rae as Khan.
Who is Charlotte Rae?
Mrs. Garrett from Facts of Life.
Oh.
She's still alive, by the way.
She's like the only one from that show who's still alive.
That's not true.
Come on, they're all still alive. Their careers are dead, but they're all still alive.
Gary Coleman's dead. Dana Plato's dead. The father's dead.
Coleman.
That's right. You're going back to Different Strokes when she was the first maid.
Are you doing Facts of Life?
Yeah, no, you're right. First show was Kiss of Death show.
Is Todd Bridges still alive, though, right?
Dude, we saw him.
I bumped into him at Chiller Theater.
That's right.
Saw him.
Hey, do you ever go to horror cons, Glenn?
I went to a couple of the World Horror conventions. I went to New Orleans and I went to the Oregon one last year, Portland.
That's one I've never been to. What's that? Do you get a lot of people? Every con has its own gravitational pull. I get the feeling that World Horror Con, you get a lot of people who actually enjoy reading. Am I right with that?
I don't know. I don't know, to tell you the truth. I went there. The first one was the first one I'd ever been to. I hadn't put anything out yet, so I was just kind of trying to get in and see what it was all about. And it was in New Orleans, so that was the best part, was being in New Orleans.
Yeah.
But I basically went to all the workshops and not the workshops, the panels and everything that they had.
Right.
I think there might have been one workshop, but I just went to learn as much as I could because I started writing in 2011, so.
Oh, you're new at this game. And look at that, you already got success. That's amazing.
So it was 2013 was the first convention that I went to. That was the New Orleans one, so that's where I met Don for the first time too.
So that's where you kind of planted the seed with Don and followed up and.
Oh yeah.
Now, that
was kind of scary.
Did you get his personal contact information or anything when you met him and say, look, did he say when you have something ready, bring it to me?
Well, he was taking pitches, and that was the other reason I went, because that's the only guy I wanted to put my stuff out was Don, because I read all those leisure books, all those titles. So I'm like, well, if I can get something to him, he says it's good enough, then I'm ready to go. Let's do it. So I pitched my werewolf story to him in 2013. And it was pretty much the original version, which was the first thing I'd ever written. Mm-hmm. So there's all kinds of bad stuff in there, you know. And then he wanted the pitch was so terrible. I just kept babbling on and on and on, and somehow he managed to sort of follow what I was saying, and got enough that he said he thought it sounded interesting and wanted me to send it to him. So I got his email address or whatever right then, and I sent it in to him, and he got back to me around Halloween, and he said there was a lot to like, but he couldn't offer me a contract at this time, but he told me, whatever you write next, send it to me.
Wow.
I want to look at it. So that was ABRAM'S Bridge was the next thing I sent him.
So that's living proof that, because editors will do that, and agents and publishers will do things where you could pitch them. I don't know if you've ever seen that, Jack. And sometimes it's these long-ass lines of everybody waiting to give their 2-3 minute pitch, and you're living proof that it's worth giving it a shot.
It's totally. I mean, I targeted him, and I met Damian Walters, Gruntalis, or Angelica Walters, how she's going by now. I can't remember. Sorry, Damian. But I just read Ink before I went to the convention, so I wanted to meet her, and I met her. And while I was talking to her, Dawn showed up, and she started talking to Dawn, and then I was just like, "Oh my gosh, that's Don Doria right there! Oh my gosh!" And he was just. He was way cooler than I thought he was. I thought, oh, it's gonna be he's gonna be like a big-headed jerk, and he was so the opposite of that. And I was just like, wow.
Yeah, did you have those meeting Elvis flutters kind of thing? Because I did the first time I met him.
I really did.
I
really did, because he was like, he's like a hero. He's like this mythical legend,
Yeah, for horror writers, he is, and I don't think I could have pitched him. I think I would have been like a Ralph Cram, like
I think I was doing something like that. It was pretty bad.
You can't do elevator speeches, but you were able to pitch a publisher, so
you're
doing something right.
Hey, I keep doing it too, because I make sure I did two. I pitched to him and Mark Sino and Jennifer Wilson. We're doing Nightscape Press.
Mm-hmm.
So I pitched to them as well, and that was also terrible. It was a little better because I went to them after Dawn, so I kind of slimmed it down a little bit for them.
Right.
But then the next convention I went to was AnthoCon, which is in New Hampshire, which is right next door to me. So I took on 2 more pitches there, even though I knew I'm terrible at it, because I was like, I'm just going to put myself in that situation, and maybe eventually I'll get better at it. And I still haven't got any better at it, but
it takes a while.
Oh gosh!
Just keep doing it. That's all. Look,
yeah.
You're in the club now.
Hey.
You're in the club. Your pitches don't really have to be. You don't have to do as many pitches now. In fact, after a while, people start to come to you, and then they're pitching you, which is the coolest damn thing ever. Is when that happens.
I can't imagine.
It'll happen, man, because your stuff is tight.
Cool.
Now you say you've written ghost stories and you've written an alien story. My partner here, Monster Man, has seen ghosts and has seen UFOs. Have you ever encountered either?
No. Okay, I'd probably cry if I did.
Let me clarify.
I'd probably be so scared.
I've seen ghosts, but only one UFO, and I saw it with tens of thousands of other people in 1987. I wasn't alone. Dude, it was crazy.
Yeah, if you were by yourself.
Oh.
Maybe freak out a little bit.
What alerted us to it was we were on the top of a parking garage by a major highway waiting for my sister to get out of work, and I saw all traffic on the highway stopped. So there were no more moving cars, and it was about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Everybody had stopped and was out of their car. And then we got out of our car, and you saw something in the sky, just lights, and whatever was between the lights blocked out all the stars and the moon, and it was enormous and made no noise. And it made its way over Lower Westchester, New York, went over Manhattan. As it started going to the New Jersey side, it lit up and went straight up into the sky.
Oh, man.
We were in the car. My sister's crying. My girlfriend's clutching me. My mother's all freaking out. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Now, now we got your favorite werewolf movie. What's your favorite alien? Do you have a favorite alien book? And what's your favorite alien movie?
Alien movie is The Thing.
Ah, good choice. This guy's good.
But yeah, I made a list. One of my guest posts on the blog tour that I'm doing was my top 8 favorite alien movies.
Yep.
And I had Fire in the Sky. I think was number 3. I really love Fire in the Sky.
That's creepy.
And the one that people got mad at me about is Signs. I love Signs.
I love Signs.
Awesome.
I love Signs too.
And I had that. I think that's my second favorite. So people would say, Signs should be up there. That's terrible. And I'm just like, Okay.
You know what? Signs was a lot better until he started making bad movies afterwards, and then people just, jumped on the bandwagon. I just saw an alien come behind the door. Or a ghost.
An alien.
I think it was a ghost.
Just showed up. What did you say, Dan?
Hi.
Hi. I hope you're not in trouble for playing up late with the boys.
Yeah, no.
This isn't the usual kind of chat room she catches him in.
No.
Oh God!
She's like, why did you save that to your computer? It was right in there, and I'm like, no, that was an accident. I didn't mean to save anything.
Why are your pants on? So Signs, I love Signs. I think it's got a great sense of humor. It's a fun and different, and Joaquin Phoenix is great. Vamonos, children, vamonos.
I think it's.
I love. It feels like a lot deeper of a movie, because it's got the whole religious aspect, and I love that, like the fact that Mel Gibson, had something tragic happen, and like a lot of people that may believe in God before, that makes them hate him and want to not believe in him, but the fact that he hates him means obviously still believes in him, and it comes out toward the end. I think that and the fact with the children, the scenes with the kids, like one of my favorite scenes is when he's in the field, he's like, what's wrong? He's like, I can't hear my children. That like rings like crazy with me, especially if there are crazy alien things happening. I would want to know where my children are at all times.
Yeah, exactly. One of my favorite parts of that movie was the fact that Mel Gibson wasn't the hero. And what movie isn't he not the bad guy, the tough guy and the hero? He wasn't at all in that. I mean, he was. If it wasn't for his brother-in-law, he'd be sunk.
The knocks on that movie are.
Yeah, what? He was giving up.
What was that?
No, nothing. I didn't say anything.
Oh, the knocks on that movie are that aliens whose one weakness is water come to a planet that is mostly water and don't even wear a raincoat. And a race that can navigate space and orchestrate an invasion can't open a kitchen door.
Well, look.
It's very, very difficult.
Somebody in the scouting party is going to get fired.
Wasn't it?
What'd you say? You broke up a little bit.
Yeah, they sent the weakling down to check. Things out.
Probably.
Scout.
Like the red shirts on Star Trek.
That's right.
He's expendable.
This place looks a little...
Oh, look, he screwed up. What a surprise.
Send 3 guys from engineering.
What else was on your list of alien movies?
Well, originally I wanted it to be ones that had a dark element to them because Boomtown's got the horror stuff going on, but Close Encounters had to go on and that off. And that was just huge for me as a kid. Like the first 2 movies I remember, well, the first 3 Alien, if you think about it, was like E.T. And I remember I was huge into Superman, and he of course was an alien, right?
Yep.
I didn't put Superman on the list because it's too much comic superhero, but technically he's an alien.
Yeah.
And what was and Close Encounter, I just remember watching that as a pretty young kid on, I'm sure it was showing on ABC or something, and just being completely captivated by it and just like sitting on the couch, and I don't even know if there was anyone else in the room or not. It was just me in that movie.
Right.
I mean, so that one had to make it on there just because of that. I think I had Predator was on there.
Awesome.
Alien was on there, of course. What
about
the Fourth Kind? I really like the Fourth Kind too.
Yeah, despite the pulling the wool over our eyes on that one, with the intercutting of supposed real and reenacted footage.
The first time I saw it, though, I totally fell for it. I'm like, oh my god, this is so unnerving right now. When they show that creepy real footage woman.
Yeah, I thought that was real too. I'm like, no one that ugly can be an actress.
That's terrible.
No, but seriously, I thought it was real, and I was really creeped out. And then I was like, oh, you lied.
Did you see Attack the Block?
Oh, yeah. Did you ever see Attack the Block?
Oh, Attack the Block? No.
Oh.
No.
You got to see that. That's one of the best alien movies ever.
Yeah, write that.
Where's my pen right now?
Write that sucker down. It's
Attack the Block.
Yeah, it's
Attack
a
the
British
Block.
alien invasion movie, and the aliens are freaking awesome, and it's funny.
Awesome.
It's funny.
Cool.
It's original. It's so good.
Yeah, check that one out.
Attack the Block.
And Communion.
Check it out.
Christopher Walken at his weirdest.
I saw it at some point, and I probably didn't see the whole thing. I probably caught like a bunch of it on TV or something, and I have the book and haven't read it yet. But that's on my list of things to watch. And I love Christopher Walken though.
That's based on Whitley Strieber's events that he had, which are not far from where I live. So I was always fascinated with that. And Christopher Walken playing him, I was like, oh my god, I don't know what's weirder, this guy or the aliens.
Right.
You're sitting there playing patty cake with aliens. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
I gotta see it.
Oh yeah, it's awesome, man.
Here's your watch, kid.
You're probing for your watch?
I'll be damned. That watch is your birthright.
Oh my god.
So your book came out. You're going on a blog tour. How's it feel? Are you excited? What are you doing to promote this thing?
I'm so busy writing all these guest posts. I agreed to I'm like, Aaron. So she was like, oh, we got a bunch of people they want a guest post. Don't take on too many because you're gonna have to write all these things, And I'm like, I love to write. I'll write all kinds of nonsense.
Right. Yeah. Well.
But it's busy. I'm very busy.
Yeah, when I do blog tours, I think the last when I was doing Island of the Forbidden, I'm like running out of ideas, and like I'm in my kitchen, I go, oh, there's my cats. Yep, I'm gonna write about cats.
I think I might get there. I might get to that point.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot doing all those articles. Interviews are easier, unless you get an interviewer that decides to send you 25 questions. Then you're like, oh, geez. But these are all the things that you aspire to do. You wanted to,
totally.
Writer and get publishing out there. So, I haven't gotten tired of it yet, and you're so far away from that ever happening.
Well, it's
just been busy. I like it. It's fun. It's a lot of fun it forces you to try to think of all these cool things that tie into your book or to tie into something else that's going on, to pull people in.
Right. Exactly.
It's pretty fun. It's a challenge, and it's a good challenge.
It's like they say with whether you wrote a book or you're doing social media or you do a podcast like this much of the work is producing the content, and then this much of the work is promoting it.
Yeah.
You gotta. That's it. Because you gotta keep going out there. You gotta get in conversations with people, get them exposed, and you never know who's gonna see it. But if you just write it and leave it there, nobody sees it.
Absolutely.
See,
that's the thing. Yeah, you want people to read it, so you can do whatever it takes to get it in front of them. And being new, it's like you got to try twice as hard or 3 times as hard because they're like, you've got to convince them to take a chance. I got a stack of books by all kinds of authors that I love that I haven't read yet, and what's going to make me pick up this new guy's book over any of these books I've got piled up here?
No, yeah, all right, trust me.
So that's what I'm working at.
I was just starting out with Samhain. I think when my first book came out, I think my blog tour went for 2 months, and I had about, maybe 20 stops or whatever. I was new to. I didn't even know, was 20 good? Is 10 good? Some people weren't doing any. When I did Swamp Monster Massacre, when that came out like a year and a half later, it went on for 4 months, and I did about 75 tour stops.
Wow. Wow.
I'll never do that again. But it paid because a lot of people bought that book, so it was worth it. But man, that was a killer. That was a grind.
Wow.
I wrote the book in 3 weeks, and I spent 6 months writing promotional stuff. So there's your example. Content here, promotion beyond where you can see. It was crazy.
And for me, it's been crazy because I put out The Haunted Halls, came out last July.
Mm-hmm.
Then I put out my collection, which is called Slush. I put that out in October.
Yep.
And then this ABRAM'S Bridge in January, and now this in April. This month I've got Boomtown. So finally, from Boomtown until Blood and Rain comes out, from April till October, or, September if I want to start promoting early. This is the biggest break I'm going to have since I've got going, really.
Yeah, and you're going to fill that break by writing the next book and the book after that and getting promotional stuff ready.
Right. I've got 3 books. One's pretty much finished. Another one's almost finished, and then I've got one that's just started. So I've got plenty of other work to do.
So you're able to do multiple books at the same time, then?
It's like a writer's ADD, man. I just get this thing, and I've got to at least start something. You know what I mean? I get an idea, and it's not good enough for me to sketch out like kind of what I want it to be about. I get the idea, and I'm like, I got to write this scene and see where it goes, and I try to, like maybe 12,000 pages or something, So I've got a couple of stories that are at 12,000 words right now.
Right.
That I want to jump back to at some point. Yeah, and the way it's just been crazy the way all of this has worked out, because like I said, Blood and Rain was my first book. That's the only one I've written from start to finish all by itself. Everything else, I've got all kinds of other stuff that I'm working on at the same time.
And Blood and Rain is going to be like the 5th book you have that comes out, too.
Yeah, right? Well, and that's funny because remember I told you Don had passed on it originally.
Right.
And then once he took Boomtown, he was like, well, when can we expect a novel? When can I get a novel from you? And I'm like, I have 2 that are almost finished at that point. But then I had Blood and Rain still that I really believe in some of these characters, and I wanted to make this one happen.
Right.
I said, well, I've been working on this. Would you be willing to take another look at Blood and Rain? Because you did say there was plenty to like. You just couldn't give me a contract yet. I've been working on it. I think it's really strong now. And he said, yeah, I'll take a second look at it. And I didn't expect him to say that, really. I said, but I just figured my thing is I'm going to ask. Worst thing I'm going to hear is no, right? So I asked. He said, yeah, send it back to me. I'd love to look at it again. And so I had only barely started rewrites on it at the time, but I played it up like I'd really worked it up. But he said yes. I was like, shit, now I gotta get in there and fix this thing. And I spent all of August fixing it. Yeah. I took a break from the novella that I just sold and fixed Blood and Rain. I rewrote maybe 50 to 60% of it is new. I kept the pieces that I really loved and the characters that I loved. I had to completely change some of them. But I'm so glad I did. It all worked out perfect. I had my friend Ben, who's not a writer or anything. He's just a reader. He's not a big horror reader either, so it was really a test to get him. If I get him to like it, then I said, oh, then it works. It's good. This guy that only likes really, he's real picky about his horror. So I had him helping me out. I was sending him chapter by chapter by chapter, and he was like, no, that doesn't work. That's stupid, or this is awesome. Yes, no, and I kind of went with that. And then when I finished it, I asked Erin if she would take a look at it. Yeah. And Erin cleaned it up for me, and I sent it to Don within a month of him telling me to look at it. And then he took it, and I was craziness. That was exhausting. That was an exhausting month.
Yeah, but it was worth it.
I'm looking forward to that.
Totally worth it.
Good werewolf stories are hard to come by. So.
Yeah, they are, man. The only person I know who's cranking them out really like that is Bill Gagliani.
I just read this, Wolf's Trap is the only one I've read so far, but I just read that one last month. He sent it to me, so. Yeah,
his books, he has a disturbing mix of werewolves and sex. And
yeah, that guy, the crazy pervert weirdo in that one, yeah, the lipstick guy.
Yeah, it's really good, though.
That's a perfect example of a book that I've been meaning to read, but I've got 50 million other books on deck already. So as we meet all these authors that we do Monster Men with, and I'm like, I got to read that book. And then somebody sends me, can you pre-read this for me? You got to drop everything because this guy needs it read by next week. And
wait till I give you my next book.
That's my favorite, though.
Yes.
The next one I give you is only going to be about 500 pages, so you should be able to breeze right through it.
Excellent.
That's real nice for you.
He gives me free books. He gives me beer when I come over.
Right. We give you beer.
Hey, there you go.
What'd you say, Glenn?
I said, there you go. Beer. I'm there. Let's do it.
Yeah. That's all you need.
That was the Beatles song.
All you need is beer.
La 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 la.
Well, also, if you watch when we do the Monster Men at his place, he feeds me pretty well, because if there's ever snacks within reach during the show, I'm just shoveling food in my mouth.
We know what to get you. For this time of year, we can't get you your candy corn.
Oh, that's good. My diabetes will kick in.
We'll have Wilford Brimley between us.
Yeah.
Stop eating that. You're going to get the diabetes.
Well, that's
Let me
great.
back in, McCready. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Well, the fact that you said The Thing, you're okay in my book, right, when you said that.
That's right.
Because The Thing may be, I don't know. That may be my favorite horror movie anyway. Like, it's...
That's in my top 5, at least.
Yeah, like, it's just...
And we don't even have to specify which one, because we know which one it is.
Yes.
Isn't there like 3 of them right now? Or maybe more than that, but...
Yeah, no. John Carpenter's would be in my top 5, but the original would definitely might be in my top 15, because I think the original's awesome too.
I haven't seen the original.
It's really creepy. George Romero talked about. I think we talked about this with somebody else before, but Romero talked about how the director, he kept having people open doors. So every scene cuts. Someone's walking in the door, someone's walking out a door, and you just hear that door as they're going in and out of doors. And 45 minutes in, you're so used to doors opening and closing that when they finally open a door and the thing comes and swipes at them, you jump out of your seat. Even
Awesome.
though I've seen it about 15 times, and still when it happens, I'm still like, do that little jump back. I'm like,
that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they intentionally kind of hypnotize you and get you so used to the sound of that door
Awesome.
closing. Which, as writers, I mean, sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to kind of get people into some rhythm where their mind is going one way, and then you just got to find that place where you can just give them a right hook somewhere.
Just right up their ass.
So, where can people find out all about you, all about your work, follow you on your blog tour, the whole gorilla?
You could go. It's all on Facebook, obviously. But I mean, if you look up Glenn Rolfe on Facebook, there's like my personal page, which is open to everybody. Then there's Glenn Rolfe Horror, which is a Facebook page that I started too. It seems almost pointless now having that one because I just use my regular one so much. Or GlennRolfe.com now. That I get my WordPress. I turned that into GlennRolfe.com. So I'm trying to get everything on there as well.
Good.
And then Aaron's page, Over the Hood of a Book. You can go there and find the schedule and everything on there.
Yeah, follow the blog tour because he's a good writer and he's writing some good pieces along the way too. So follow the breadcrumbs and then buy the magic, which is Boomtown. And then when you like Boomtown,
it's cheap.
Dude, exactly.
Not. Who doesn't have less than? Who's got $3? You're getting $3. It's good stuff.
That's right. That's less.
Totally worth it.
It is worth it. It's worth way more than that. But this is the business we're in now. Sometimes we really have to pimp our stuff low.
Yeah. Hey, whatever.
Exactly. But y'all should buy the books, man. Definitely buy both Samhain books, and then go back and check out his back catalog with Slush and oh my God, I forgot the other one.
Haunted Halls.
The Haunted Halls.
Thank you. Jeez.
There it is.
Got it. I'd hold up mine, but it's on my Kindle. My old black and white Kindle.
Ooh. No, what I love about this book is this cover. You probably can't see it very good because I've got all this stupid light stuff going on, but it's the actual hotel that I work in is this cover that's on here, this picture. A guy that used to play bass in one of the bands I used to play in took it and messed with it and did all kinds of crazy stuff. He's crazy art guy. He actually designed me 6 individual covers for this thing because I released it as a serial novel at first before I knew what I was doing.
Right.
I was doing my own editing, which is horrible, and self-publishing it on Amazon. And I made it to, as soon as the 5th one came out, volume 5 out of 6, I said, "Oh, I can't. I got to get this down. There's too many mistakes in there. I can't have people looking at this." So I pulled it all down. Right. But there's 6 individual covers that are all awesome. They're probably on my website somewhere, on the GlennRolfe.com somewhere. But there's six of those covers. Then I had him draw me up a new one just for the print book, or for the single release of it when I finally got it professionally edited and published it. And then there was like 2 or 3 that he tried before this cover that we really liked but didn't quite fit what I wanted it to be. Right. So eventually someday I'd love to get back into this and like release like a hardcover edition with all the covers in there. Because they're all awesome. It's like I just had to pick one, and this is a classic black and white. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. What you got to do? Some publisher's going to come around someday and want to publish that, and then you go, "Hey, by the way, I've got variant covers. Put them all in as a little extra in the book."
And it's so hard not to share them. I have these other covers, and I'm like, "Oh, I'd love to post these on my page," but then I'm like, "Or if I can just learn some restraint." Hold on to them until I get the hardcover, and
exactly.
That would be cooler. So that's what I'm trying to do.
That's a nice thing to have in your back pocket, man.
Awesome. Cool. Well, listen, Glenn, thanks for being on the show. I can't wait to read Boomtown. Actually, your other books are. I'm more of a ghost guy than an alien guy, so I'm not sure which way I'm going to go first here with your stuff, but I'm looking forward to it. But good luck with Boomtown. We'll be promoting it on our site, and you people out there, read it and then tell them you liked it and that Monster Men sent you.
Or I'll come to your house and slit your throats.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I'll abduct you and probe you.
All right, man, Glenn. Thanks a lot for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, and for the rest of you, we'll see you next time on Monster
Men.
Monster Men. Grr, arg.